So we're based in East Oxford, and we provide day services to the homeless and the vulnerably housed. We don't do any accommodation. And I suppose primarily what we offer is 2 hot meals a day that are sort of freshly cooked on the day. And then, people have got access to support workers, to laundry facilities, shower facilities, an IT suite and stuff like that. So it's really day services for the homeless and vulnerably housed. We knew we were going to have to close the centre because we knew that lockdown was going to happen. And so we sort of asked ourselves, what is our role? If we close the centre, what is our role in relation to homelessness in Oxford? And we came up with 2 things. We came up with hot meals for the rough sleepers, so that's people who aren't necessarily engaging, don't want to go into hotels and are choosing to stay out on the streets. We decided that it was important to provide a service to them. And then we also decided that we would work to support the existing supported housing providers. So we know that we can make contact with their clients because a lot of them are our members as well. And because we know them, because we've got a working sort of therapeutic relationship with them, we knew that we could help out if there was any sort of help needed. The easiest way to describe it is we've turned our centre into a mini factory. It's a mini production line that's feeding 200 people a day. Now, it's worth noting, before lockdown, we were feeding around 30 people a day, and we were seeing around 50 people a day. So our workload has increased significantly. And certainly the amount, the volume of food that's coming out of our kitchen has quadrupled. And we're doing 47 deliveries a day as well. So the numbers in terms of who we're working with have increased significantly.
So how many volunteers do you have actually helping?
So very early on, we were able to plan for the closure of the centre and the work that we were going to do. And so we were also able to plan and bring in teams of volunteers. So we've got a team of 7 on a Saturday, we've got a team of 5 on a Sunday, and then we've got a team who do Monday to Friday, and there's 6 of those. So they're not massive numbers of volunteers, but these are regular people. These are people that are they're volunteering Monday to Friday. Another team does Saturday, and another team does the Sunday. And so we're very, very well catered for in terms of pairs of hands. And we've been really fortunate to get the level of commitment that we've got from our volunteers. At any point, they could have said, all right, I'm a bit tired, I want a break, or, whatever, or I'm not prepared to put myself at risk. But luckily, none of our volunteers have said that. And certainly the weekday volunteers, that's a group made up of sort of former clients, if you like, people who have been through the system themselves and have been out the other end for about, a minimum of a year. And so they're all sort of ex-service users. So that brings, I think, an extra level of care and compassion. So in terms of the funding and the funds that we've had sort of donated to us specifically for the COVID-19, what they've done is they've enabled us to go forward without having to be overly mindful of costs and sort of without financial restrictions placed on us. And what that meant was that when we sat together as a team and said, okay, this is how we want to respond, we had a green light. There was no sort of nervousness or anxiety around overspending. The sort of benefits come out of this is we have been approached by a number of community groups who either existed prior to all this, or they sort of sprung up as a result of this. And I think that some of our friends and colleagues who we didn't have sort of close working relationships with, we've now formed close sort of partnerships with, and we're receiving donations from people who might not necessarily have supported our work previously, whereas now there's a real sense of everybody pulling together. And if a service can't do something, then they're not afraid to ask now, whereas before it always felt like there was a slightly sort of competitive element to think this has sort of broken down some of those barriers. We are all in it together. And it feels like that as well. It feels like we're all supporting each other.
No, it's fantastic. And Jon, I love the way you've come on in the car. I mean, you're an example of absolutely. Where are you heading for at the moment?
So at the minute, I'm just parked up. I'm on Rymers Lane, and we're just delivering to Matilda's house.
Yes.
And then what we'll be doing drops in Cowley, then we'll go to Wood Farm, then we'll go to Blackbird Leys, then we'll go to Littlemore.
I'll come and visit you.
Well, you should. You should. I mean, we're there Monday to Sunday between 8 and 4. But maybe after this is lifted, then get in touch and definitely come and see us.